What's going on, guys? Christian here from CK Wraps. Today I'm going to be doing a pre-wrap walk-around video of this 2015 Volkswagen Golf GTI, which is going to be wrapped in Vivid Colorfusion Gloss Cosmic Purple. Now, this is an older car. It's a 2015, right? So this is about 10, 11 years old, and it has seen better days for sure. Now, stay tuned for the series because the next video is going to be me showing you how to wrap a part of this, maybe 2 or 3 of those, and then there's going to be the end result of showing you the transformation of how this car actually turns out and what it looks like, hopefully in some daylight and inside the shop. Now, I'm going to be doing a ceramic coating over top of the wrap as well. We're doing front headlight clear PPF and rear tail light light smoke ultimate tint from Vvivid. I'm going to show you the color of this actual material before we even make you wait to the next video because I want to show you how cool it is. And let's walk around the car. And guys, don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy the videos. Let's get the camera off of the tripod and get into this. So, what we're looking at here is, the customer actually replaced the front fender. Now, you might notice it, I noticed it at least, that the paint doesn't match, is what it is, whatever, it doesn't matter right now. I'm not even sure if that's original paint or an aftermarket paint, I have no idea. There is a little bit of damage to the fender. Again, this is an older car. This is a 10, 11, maybe 12-year-old car, depending on what time of the year they got it. Some body work down there, you can see that. Some scratches on the bottom bumper. Again, all this is going to be hidden when it's done. For the front bumper, I'm going to be removing the front bumper to remove these things because working around them, huge headache, so might as well take it off. It's not a hard bumper to remove. Customer has replaced the upper grille here with an aftermarket carbon fiber one. Again, lots of stone chips littered in the front end here. So again, stay tuned for the last video to show you how this actually turns out before and after. I know that this top part here is like a plastic, so this is probably why it's faded out so much. I don't believe it's paint, but I'm going to wrap it anyways for them. I don't even think we discussed this. They're probably just expecting me to do it anyways. But there is a bit of texture to this, like right around here, and I can feel this. So this is going to show through the wrap how much. Really depends. So because I can feel it, it means that it will most likely show through the wrap a little bit. Mirrors are in pretty good shape. Door handles and stuff like that. Side of the car is actually in pretty reasonable shape as well. You know, it's got some nicks and marks and things here and there. There's a stone chip there or whatever. Chip out of the paints. The back's got a little bit of rusting happening right there. Now that could cause a problem. I mean, it's pushed up really tight, the bumper here. I'm not sure why it's so tight there. Is it bent or is it just like that? I'm just curious. Yeah, so it's bent a little bit on that side. It's kind of warped. Something happened, obviously, where this piece, you can see this kind of part sticks out here, and this is pressed really tightly against here. So wrapping this is going to be a bit of a challenge because I won't be able to tuck it in there because of how tight it is pressed together, is what it is. I'm going to see if I can maybe do something like put a little washer in there or something like that. There's like this little lip kit that goes around the bottom that's not getting wrapped. It's like a rubber or plastic that comes OEM, I believe. The customer did some body work on the rear hatch. You can see this as well. So this line here, I can feel it. This will show through. Now it's actually pretty consistent and even all the way through, so it shouldn't be too bad. I guess they could have feathered that out a bit more. It wouldn't have really mattered if they sanded onto the black paint because again, car's seen better days and there's already some body work done. This is what it is. Over here, I'm not sure, that looks funny. I'm not sure, like that's like some overspray or something. I don't know, it's weird. It's like a lot of damage there for some reason and I don't really know why it's kind of like this strip that goes that way. Again, this is a 10 to 12-year-old car. And down over here, we've got some rust on the lower rocker panels happening here. Again, that could eventually cause an issue with the wrap. The wrap's going to stick pretty well for now, but again, it's getting pretty rough over here. And the bottom section here, the lip, you can see was kind of pressed up. I think he said that someone put the jack in the wrong place. It wasn't him, just somebody put the jack in the wrong place and missed the pinch weld and ended up bending the lower rocker panel. This is coming off and not going back on. You notice the other side didn't have it. I'm not sure why that piece stone chipped really badly, but it did. So that little tow hook cover. And then one thing I want to point out here as well is that, and there's a heavy dent there, you probably noticed that. Again, what can we expect? This car is going to look tremendously better. So let's point out the more challenging area of this car to actually wrap. The car itself is not overly complicated, but if you notice, the lower rocker panel comes all the way through, connects to the rear quarter panel over here, all the way up through the pillar and back down all the way across. So it's basically like this U shape like this all the way through. So I'm going to be wrapping that as one piece entirely, but maybe not, because the thing is, with the rust happening on the lower rocker panel, I'm thinking that it might be best to do a seam maybe here on the body line and just have it run through slightly like this. Because if the lower rocker panel has an issue, what we can do if the wrap, is having an issue, instead of rewrapping the entire quarter panel all the way through and up and over again, we can just, if the customer ever wants to get this fixed, we can just remove the wrap from this section right here, and then they can get it fixed, the bodywork can get done, and then we can just rewrap this bottom section as opposed to rewrapping the entire U-shape or C-shape quarter panel section, which is a lot more work. So I think in the end, I don't know, I guess I'll let you know what I decide on in the end. The other side, the rocker panel on the lower side is worse. So I'm thinking that it's probably the best option is to have it separate from the entire quarter panel and just use that seam there. Because it is a high gloss film, we're not going to be too concerned. Oh yeah, I didn't show you the color. Too concerned about the seam showing that much. It shouldn't even really show at all because the film is so glossy. Okay, so here's the color, excuse me. And it looks black, right? But then there we go. So this is gloss cosmic purple, and this has a shift to it. So similar to the Stealth, this is going to shift. I'm not even sure how it's going to look yet. It's going to look awesome, I know that. But I'm not sure exactly how that's going to present itself when we start moving across and around the vehicle. Let's get the camera back on here. So as far as difficult areas go, it's mainly just the quarter panel. That's going to be the harder part to do. And the handles are actually pretty tough as well. I didn't point those out, but they're very handlebar shape, like they're very rounded, which can make it trickier to wrap. And they're also paint matched on the inside, so they will 100% need a seam on the inside or a piece on an inlay. I'm going to put an overlay in there actually, because handles get grabbed all the time. So instead of putting an inlay in there, we put a piece in over top afterwards to help hold down the main piece. And if that piece ever is compromised, it's just a small piece that has to go back in to be fixed again. So again, thinking ahead of the game here, trying to have a plan going into things. Again, the roof's going to look tremendously better. It's all going gloss black, Vivid. I don't know what they call it, pitch black, perfect black. I'm not even sure what they call their cosmetic Colorfusion PPF in black, but just call it gloss black for now. Stay tuned for the next video, the next couple of videos, because I'm going to be showing you how this film installs. I'm going to be doing mostly wet installation with this film, but it is a hybrid installation film. So for the door handles and the mirrors, and even the front bumper and rear bumper, I'm going to be doing those as a dry installation, and the rest of the vehicle is going to be done as a wet installation because it comes out looking a lot cleaner. On the bumper, we don't have to worry about that stuff. On the mirrors, we don't have to worry about that stuff because you don't see the glue lines or whatever happens when you do a dry installation due to the curvature, the curved nature of the mirror, the door handles, the bumpers, and so forth. On the flat panels, like the doors, the hood, the roof, you definitely want to do a wet installation simply because it's going to come out looking tremendously better, especially on those flat areas where you're going to see those imperfections. Now, if you do get adhesive lines and glue lines, they typically do dissipate over time. It's cold as hell here, snowing literally every day, and it's a mess out there. It's like snowed another 4 inches this morning. It's just ridiculous. And we got like 8 inches a couple days ago. It just keeps going. Anyways, it takes longer in the wintertime for the adhesive lines to dissipate. In the summertime, no problem. They're going to dissipate within like a few days, a week or so. It won't take very long. But in the wintertime, because it's colder, it's going to take longer. Heat will actually cause the adhesive lines to start to dissipate and go away. Anyways, guys, stay tuned for the next video. Again, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching as always. I'll see you in the next one.